The current spoiler warning level is Azure.
Friends and folks, for this episode, you're looking at a spoiler warning level of Azure. We're talking about machines from nothing and nada. Okay, they're from Gundam Proceed to Techno Wars 0090, but that's the fakest thing in the world. It literally has no story. It's just a rule book. So you're fine. No spoilers. Please enjoy the episode. Hello friends and folks, and welcome back to another episode of Mechanista and G, and we're here once again with a guest. I'm Six Detmar.
I'm Dylan.
And we're joined by Thom. Welcome to the show, Thom.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming by. Who are you?
Well, in my day job, I am one half of the Gundam franchise research and analysis podcast, Mobile Suit Breakdown, which statistically some of your listeners have heard of. And my other job is that I am the writer of the new audio drama, The Disappearances of Lydia Fountayne, releasing now.
One of the many stars of that show, Grant, has been on the show with us before.
I was listening to one of his episodes just this afternoon.
Excellent. I hope they did the show proud.
Well, I wouldn't be here if they hadn't. I would have sent you a message like, nah, I'm not feeling this. It's just not for me.
Fair. I would have respected that a lot. I'd been like, yeah, all right, I get it.
No, it sounded like a lot of fun, and I'm eager to be here.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we have a special little chart because you do Mobile Suit Breakdown, and you've gone through a lot of Gundam already yourself. And also you've kind of had an opportunity to do a lot of the discussion of the classic stuff, right? Mm-hmm. If we rolled the Double Zeta, you've already talked a lot about the Double Zeta on your own show.
Sure.
And so I tried to make a list of things that you hadn't talked about and possibly had never heard of.
Yep. You got me you got it about half right. I've heard of maybe there's like 10 on here. I've heard of maybe 5 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I was rocking like 4, so you're doing better than me.
No, I'm excited for this. I'm always uncomfortable when people call me a Gundam expert, which because I make a podcast about it, they do rather frequently. So I'm here to demonstrate how little I actually know.
Well, see, you're kind of in trouble here because you're almost certainly going to know more than me, but you will probably know less than Dylan, and so you're sort of
I am also not an expert. I proclaim to know nothing. I just simply, look.
This is true. However, the premise of this podcast that has gone for over 300 episodes is just me putting you in front of a mic and then editing it. So
I yap a lot. It's fine. It's just just because I yap a lot doesn't mean I know anything.
You put an image of a robot in front of them, and they just black out. And
I wake up happens. Like an hour or two later, and
the podcast is recorded. It's beautiful.
There's a FLAC on my, or there's not a FLAC. There's a audio file on my desktop, and I put it on Google Drive, and there we go. All right.
You really have the ideal situation. You just get to talk, and somebody else edits it all into a podcast for you.
Yeah. No, I have no idea how to do any of that. I just yap. It's fine. I'm okay with that arrangement.
We do have a bit of a system here, however, to try and make the opening a little more entertaining than just being like, here's what we're talking about. It's that I give a little snippet of the design and Dylan tries to guess. And of course, our guest is welcome to as well. Sometimes our guest can get it when Dylan can't.
Okay.
And if the initial sample is not enough, we go bigger and bigger until we are able to come to an answer, or until, of course, both of you tap out. So we'll start off right now with your first sample.
Okay, obviously line art rather than colored sete, so it's got to be something weird. feel like I should know that lower leg shape there.
See, this is what Dylan's like. Dylan's like, I feel like I should know this already.
What? No, I just mean that
No,
feels like a unique lower leg armor, like having the rounded armor on the side, but then having this really solid piece here. Like, I just think that feels unique. You know?
I feel like I ought to
Yeah.
recognize that knee.
Mm-hmm.
The knee is unique.
Every knee is unique.
Every knee is special.
I agree.
Yeah, I think
I
think I'm gonna.
If
need
you
a
know
bit
this
more.
one, I would think that was. I would be a little alarmed. If Dylan knows it, I'll be like, fucking whatever. Dylan recognized the vacuum from the Brave Little Toaster when I tried to fuck with them. Dylan's just weird.
Wait, did I? I forgot about that.
Yeah, you got the name right off the bat. You were like Kirby, and I was like, damn it, how did you know that? I'll give you a slightly bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
A little more clues.
Okay, there's a bit more of a hand.
All right,
We'll
well,
get
that allows me to
significantly more for the next one if
rule
necessary.
out a couple of things.
Yeah.
Is this that Gundam that transforms into like a shuttle-looking kind of fighter? It's like I got a whole big cannon hanging off of its back.
I'm afraid not. It
Okay.
might have a cannon on its back. I don't think it does. No, there's a thing, and I think I've realized what it is. And I don't think it's a
This
cannon.
isn't like the Mu Gundam from like the PC-98 games, right?
I feel like you're spiritually fairly close, but no, it is not.
Okay. Because the art was making me think, okay, with line art of this weight,
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong here, but this looks like older line art as well.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain, because I've been very Kazuhisa Kondo pilled lately, mainly because of the one Mega House Gyaradoga coming out and the Dewaj that's coming out eventually. I was like, okay, maybe this is a Kondo design, but I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Okay, I'm going to give you a bigger one. This one's going to be significantly bigger. I'm going to give you a lot more data here.
Okay. It's definitely a Gundam. Some type. Ooh, wait, actually, maybe it's not. Well, look how thick that forearm is.
That is a really thick forearm.
Really thick forearm.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a big, weird hint.
Okay.
I don't know who this artist is, and MAHQ doesn't either.
Okay. Alright, interesting. Huh. Okay. I think I still don't have it, I'm sorry.
Okay. And any guess from you, Tom, or shall we go
No. Let me
significantly bigger?
show me some more of this guy.
We're going to show you basically the entire lower half.
Okay. Oh. Alright.
Oh, that's cool. I don't
like-
know what that is, but I'm on board. I like that weird hose coming out of its forearm.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's like
Is this for
a
firefighting?
goof. Oh, see, I was thinking like a goof like style heat rod maybe, but
It is a
could
heat
be
rod. That's
okay.
correct.
Okay.
alright. That doesn't help me because why does it... This looks like a Federation mobile suit given all the squares, and they don't usually have that. That's like that's a Xeon thing.
Maybe it was captured.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a one of the, was it a Gefferang? Is that it?
What?
The captured gems. They use a German term for it. I forget.
I thought that was the Wait. Oh.
Gefengener.
No, I'm thinking of the
Gefengener.
other way around. I was thinking of the Zakus that got turned into like the captured Zakus, which were the Xannies.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Jim Gefengener, which is just one that's.
I don't
captured
even
by
remember that
Federation
one.
repainted.
Admittedly.
It's there's not much to say. It's not like a real variant. They just took one and painted it.
Okay. Yeah, I really don't have any clue. Dang. You actually
Okay,
got me on this one.
Well, we're gonna do one more thing.
Okay.
I'm going to. It has some identifying markings on the shoulder. I'm going to give you the whole ding dang thing, but I'm gonna paint over the markings real quick.
Oh, did the markings give it away?
I mean, the markings just say the name.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's
a little
fair.
bit, yeah.
Okay, that's entirely fair.
All right, here you go. Here is the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay,
that's
yeah. So
thick.
it is a
That's
gym.
beautiful.
That's a weird looking gym, and I don't think I know what it is.
Well, it's not.
think
Wow.
I mean, it looks like Gym 3 era.
Yeah, because especially that head shape.
It does appear to be
the body
from
is just a
0090.
mess of boxes, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
It does appear to be from 0090.
Oh, wait. If you're saying what was that thing called? No. If you're saying the year, my brain, I think I know what this is from, but I can't remember what it's called. Shoot. I think I know what this is, though.
Okay, last chance to call it.
No.
This was an incredibly hard one. We're going to be doing a grab bag from Gundam Proceed Techno Wars 0090.
Dang it. Yes, okay. That's like it's like a tabletop game, right?
It is a tabletop game, yes, a Japan-only tabletop game. This is the RGM-090 Neo GM.
Okay, so I never would have gotten that. I can say that straight up. I just know of this because I've been through MHQ a billion times. So when you mentioned 0090, I was like, oh, there's like a weird game called that. But that's all I knew.
I should have guessed that this was from a game or some like really obscure side material, because I like this design, but it would never pass muster for animation.
Oh yeah.
This wouldn't even work in manga.
Well, and it also has, like, the line art almost has, like, that kind of, like, Battletech-y kind of style to it.
Let me see if I can find an artist for person.
I'm gonna go ahead and DM y'all real quick, and also Grant. Here is the Gundam Proceed category, and we'll just talk about these pals.
All right. Okay, so I can't find a listing for. Oh, well, I say I can't find a listing for an artist now. Gundam Wiki, so always take this with a grain of salt. But apparently, this was done as more of a design series, just to show hypothetical variations rather than anything like tied to a story. So this was for model graphics, which was is the same magazine that ran like Gundam Sentinel.
Sure.
So, okay. Interesting. Be fun looking at some of these friends. Alright. So, yeah, I guess for my quick rundown of the description here, we have the Neo Gym, which is... Oh, yeah, okay, it does just say it on the shoulder. So, for the head, we've got a very Gym 3 styled head. You know, it's obviously not by Kotoki, it's by a different artist, but if you look at, like, the shape of the visor glass and the head overall, it just kind of... What it really feels like to me is the Novell Gym 3 from Gundam Sentinel.
Sure.
Let me pull that up. Novell Gym 3, just to link it in there. Just with how, like, the head and, like, the visor shape is. Here's a version of that version of the Gym 3 where it's got the really round kind of look to the visor.
Mm-hmm.
And
This
the
one's
way
really stretched out, though. It's a long head.
Yeah.
But also the way the head like disappears into the torso.
Yeah.
Very bulky torso here. Yeah, and then it's one of those shim heads. It's got the little vents on the lower side of the face. It has a very small antenna on the back of the head that barely raises above, like, the little mohawk area. And then it appears to have 2 head Vulcans, I would assume. One on either side.
That's correct.
Okay.
I mean, at least it has 2 Vulcans, and so I think it's fair to assume those are them.
Yeah. And then moving on to the torso, we've got a 3-section torso, very bulky, especially from front to back. You know, you've got the pectoral sections, which have vents on the top of them, And then as you reach the bottom, they also have vents more on the area you expect the pectorals to. Though they're kind of pointing downward more so than a lot of vents on mobile suits do.
Yeah, they are angled like it's a Transformer or Core Fighter.
Yeah. It's very strange. And then for the middle section, you just have a very bulky bit of, like, a couple of squares of armor with, like, some panel lining going through them. It looks like the armor might have, like, kind of cowl over the cockpit hatch there. Because, like, the way that's drawn looks like that would be maybe hollow up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like, kind of like like, the armor just kind of hangs in front of the main door. Which is really weird. Then, for the midsection going into the waist, it's kind of just your very standard, two squared sections of torso going down into that. It does have a very thick panel line also running down from, like, the arm connection. So, it just... very strange proportions on this, because as Thom had mentioned, the head is very, like, inset into the neck, but then this body is just gigantic. Like, in comparison. Then... moving on to the shoulders, kind of a unique shoulder armor design. It kind of feels like you fused a bunch of shoulders together here, because it's like it's got like the thrusters from like the new Gundam at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's got these little handles that kind of remind me of some of Kotoki's like Kotoki's redesign of the Gundam, and I think some of the gyms in like 8th MS team and stuff that he and 0083 that he did have these, like, the handles.
Right.
And then it's got just these random little bumps of armor at the base of them too that are just kind of hanging down a little bit in front of the connection for the actual, like, arm joint. Which also of note there is these arms are so, like, widely set away from the torso the more I look at them. They're like, where the actual arm is going down, there's a big gap between the arm and the torso there, it feels like.
The overall shape of the shoulder armor doesn't really fit this, but the way the different plates are distributed and that kind of like little bit of extra armor that hangs down on the outside of the shoulder really reminds me of the GP01 full burn version.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, these shoulders are so strange to me because it looks like you've just blended together, like, several, I guess what would be, currently airing Gundam things shoulders together. Well, actually, when did 0083 come out? I always forget the year on that.
It started at the same time as F91 came out.
Oh, right,
so
duh.
It runs from, like, 91 to 92?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I should have remembered that given the whole the at least alleged production stuff between F91 and didn't mean to have that wave.
Well, when if you bought the very first episode of 0083 when they put it out, you got a ticket to go see F91 in theaters.
Ooh.
Really?
That's
That's cool. I didn't know that.
I mean, fun way to do cross promo.
And just like 0083, that movie was only the beginning.
Imagine how disappointed you would be if you watched the first episode of 0083 and were like, that was amazing. I want something exactly like this. I'm going to go to the theater and watch this other Gundam movie.
I like it.
I like that movie a lot.
I like it too, but is it like 0083?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Does
right?
it appeal to the same demographic?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's the
fair.
problem. Well, again, it would be like, similarly, if you really liked the 8th MS team, if you were given, like, you know what I mean? It's just not.
Yeah, I really like 8th MS team. Let me go watch the other Gundam thing that's on the air right now.
Here's a ticket to
Gundam
Char's
Wing.
counterattack.
So, moving on to the actual, like, part under the shoulder armor, you got, like, a big boxy upper arm part, you got a pretty standard bicep, it doesn't really have any, like, panel lines or anything going on there, pretty normal double joint, just has a very large line going down the middle of it. You know, it's connected into the upper arm and the forearm. So these forearms, as mentioned during the guessing, the left arm has like just a really large forearm. Like the main part of it is just kind of boxy, very, you know, Federation mobile suit. Thins out quite a bit though before you hit the hand, and these hands feel very small. But then you have this large, like, bit of armor that protrudes, it kind of sweeps backwards, on the outside of the forearm, and then it has a large hard point on the outside of it. As for the right arm, it's got a big heat rod on it, big ol', it's like, it has like a big spool, like a big circular, you know,
I love the
through
spool. That's so cool.
And then it's just kind of got a tube. The tube is like, almost looks like it has like a mesh covering over it, and then it's just got like a big weight or something at the end. It's very strange. It is weirding me out to see a gym with like a heat rod, just because my brain is just like, that's not a goof. But yeah, so very large forearms, very wide set arms, very small hands. This thing's proportions are just interesting.
Well, it looks like someone took a regular gym and then just bolted on an overcoat of additional armor.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Because, like, the head and the hands would be, like, normal size. And honestly, looking at the legs, I think the legs are proportioned relatively normally. But it's just this whole midsection and shoulders and extra armor on the arms is just like, bulky. So for the crotch piece, you just have a very blank crotch piece on the front. For the skirts, you've got, just kind of standard rounded rectangular skirts going down, though they have these extra, like, bulges of armor on the inside of them. Just
yeah, that looks weird. That's uncomfortable.
It feels like they're wrapping around from the bottom to hold it in place.
Yeah, it's really weird. Then we've got these big side skirts. They got little pockets. I presume that's just like the joint for if they move up and down, just like an open little section there. Can't see the rear skirt. I am presuming 6. This is the only art of this thing, isn't it?
That's correct. I think for pretty much all of these designs, all we're going to have is a front on and a listing of armaments, and that's all we get.
Okay. For the legs, very plain thighs. You've got some circular caps on the joint, styled like some of the later Gundam things where you've got the little lion running through them. The knees are popped up a decent bit in front of the joint and in front of the thigh there. They have these big hollow sections in them. You can really tell, like, the way they're shaded from the angles. These are just kind of meant to be big hollow areas in them, which is kind of fun. As for the lower leg, weirdly round for a gym. It's like just the sides of the calves and everything. The legs are almost like a cylinder until you hit this, like, armor for the, I guess it's the ankle armor, because it's like attached. It's attached to those parts on the ankle there, and then it's just popped up really high compared to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the feet are essentially just like new Gundam feet. You've got the extra armor pad on the top, then you got the normal armor, and then you've got the separate toe part, and then you have a bit of a high heel. Looks like it might have some... It has, like, a weird shape for the toe at the front, too.
It
like
does. It, like, pops up.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
It's for, like, hanging 10 when he's surfing. I don't know why that's there. Our list of armaments, by the way, it has 2 Vulcans, it has 2 heat rods, which I guess that means this attaches to that hard point. It could have 2 of them.
I don't know.
A beam saber, which we can see on the back, and then a beam rifle and a bazooka, not pictured.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the backpack, can't see it at all, but you can see a thruster, and you can see a beam saber. Yeah, this is like... This is a weird gym. Which, I mean...
I was just going to call attention to the feet, because I can't think of a single other gym that has that high heel.
Yeah, no, not like that. Like, again, that's very... These feet kind of remind me of the new Gundam's feet, if anything. But, like, usually that's not how they would be done on a gym. And even then, I don't think the new actually has that much of a high heel either. No, not really. Yeah, So, the thing with this line is, again, going off what was at least mentioned on the wiki, it seems like this was just, like, kind of a design series for specifically, like, mechanical designers to just show off some, like, creative attempts at variations. But
I will say, though, since this is, like, I mean, I trust MAHQ over Gundam Wiki, of course.
Yes.
And MAHQ notes it as a wargaming system. So I wonder if it's like there was this war game which had the, like, normal stuff, and then the magazine would every once in a while release, like releasing, like, a monster in the, Dragon magazine. Be like, here's a new unit for your campaigns.
I could see, like, something like, one of the modeling magazines doing that for sure, yeah, like Model Graphics. So, just interesting. I do like this gym. I mean, I think it's a neat gym. It's a little strangely drawn. Again, as Thom said, it wouldn't really... This would need to be heavily modified if you were turning this into animation sete, unless you decided to do a whole show where this was the concurrent style for all the mecha.
It's too many lines. You'd never be able to draw this.
Yeah, no. Well, they would probably... Well, yeah, they would definitely simplify it.
It sounds like you want to talk about the most lines for our next one.
Okay. All right.
Show us the lines.
Yeah, show us.
I haven't looked at all of them yet, and I was gonna roll, but the YMF-87 Mark III/Kai Great Zimbabwe is kind of irresistible.
What's... Oh.
Yo.
Okay, this is definitely by a different artist. This definitely feels like it's by a new artist. So
it definitely feels like an editor lunged in and had to rip the pen out of their hands to ship this piece of art. Stop drawing!
Yeah, this has, like, Studio Nue Battletech art vibes to me. Just to show Thom one of those. Because when Battletech released in Japan, funnily, the books in Japan had Studio Nue doing the art, which is kind of funny considering, some of the designs were based on, like, Macross designs and whatnot, because, they were given incorrect information about whether they could license these things. But, Studio Nue's designs for Battletech, though, here are that's what this reminds me of. Just the same kind of, like, very heavy line work. That would be... Ooh. I don't remember which one that is. Shoot. But, yeah, anyway, so, to describe this design, we've got a very... this is a very round head, for, like, around the front. You've got, like, a rounded forehead, though it's got all these, like, little... I don't want to say... Blister is a mean way of putting it. Like, that sounds like a negative descriptor, but I don't know how else to describe them. Just these, like...
Bumps.
Lumps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just all around.
I don't know if I would have reached this conclusion if not for the name, but since they've called it Great Zimbabwe, I think it's pretty clear that the effect they're going for with all of the detail is to, like, convey the impression of African art, and, like, stereotypical African dress. Like the shields on the soldiers look like Zulu shields. All the lines at the waist look like a grass skirt.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that.
The headpiece kind of looks like a feather.
I can see it though. Funny you mentioned the feather thing, because what this actually reminds me of, the more I look at this head, this looks like a very detailed version of, like, the way the Zaf suits are in Seed.
Mm-hmm. That head antenna definitely has that, like, blade look.
Mm-hmm. Because I was just thinking of, like, the Jin here. Because it's like, oh, wait a minute. But yeah, it's just like... It's got this very large upward antenna just swept backwards. on the head. Then you've got these kind of wide set cheek armor parts. It looks like you have some maybe Vulcans in the cheek. It looks like a barrel there. It's a little hard to see because of the art quality.
I think that's correct. It has one X Vulcan, so I think also it's asymmetrical. It's only on one side, which I really like.
Okay.
Though often when they have the asymmetrical single Vulcan, it's in the chest, and there is
That's a good point.
there is that big, what could be a barrel set into the chest.
Yeah.
Of course, there's at least 24 things on this that could be Vulcans.
Yeah. Well, that is always the problem, especially with black and white art, is what differentiates a Vulcan from a Vernier? Can sometimes be hard to tell. The chest...
In a pinch, Vulcans can be used as Verniers.
I mean, equal and opposite reaction. I guess that is true. So around for the torso, you've got a large cuff in front of the face, like a large bit of armor that's just kind of popped up there. You also have a bit of collar armor. The chest, I guess in a way it does have like a Gundam 3-section chest, where, you know, you have pectorals with vents on them. It's just, the pectorals are set all the way out here, like, and the midsection, like, the whole lower section of the chest and whatnot is all this middle part. So, you've got the midsection of the chest, which I would hope this is a mono eye, actually. It'd be really cool if that's like a secondary, like, mono eye, because that's what that looks like to me.
Yeah.
And then it looks like you have these, like, large, I would presume, like, verniers on the chest. Then you have some kind of overhanging thing down here on the bottom of the chest, right under the presumed mono eye railing.
Yeah, I thought maybe that was the Vulcan, because it's like on a little turret, perhaps.
Like, kind of like the Easy 8, I think, has a weird Vulcan like that.
Or kind of like the Manhunter.
Yeah. The side, like, pectoral parts, they're not really pectorals here, given how far offset they are, but you have these side torso sections that have, like, a large thruster on the top, and then, like, a vertically oriented vent in them, which is kind of fun. Then the torso, you have a couple sections just kind of going down into the waist. Looks a lot more organic than your typical mobile suit, because it's just kind of a very curvy, rounded shape for it. You also have some panel lines running vertically down them. Also below these vents here, you have these, looks like more large verniers that are just kind of pointed forward. There's like a little bit of a swept area, like, underneath, or, well, I should say on the inside of the chest there, and then
backdash thrusters.
You have, like, yeah, it's got backdash thrusters. What they kind of look like. Yeah, then moving on to the shoulders. The shoulders have very large fins swept back on the base of them. Just very long. They seem to have joints on them, so they could move, presumably, up and down. Then you have these large, almost eyeball-looking, I presume still thrusters, maybe, like, they're able to rotate in there, on the front of the shoulders. And then as Thom had mentioned, you have these, like, vertical shields attached into the sides of the shoulders that also have several, again, presumed thrusters just kind of all around. Also looks like it might have some cables on the top, just judging by that shape. Then very plain bicep underneath. You don't really have visible joints on this design either, which is interesting. You have, like, the bicep is almost, you have this, like, weird curve on the front of it. It's just a very weird shape. And then there's no visible joint. It just kind of plugs into the forearm here. And then the forearm has the armor almost looks like door hatches. You have, like, this zigzag on the front, on the plate, with these little circular, like, protrusions going down, or going, I guess, forward on the arm, just given the way that they're placed.
Yeah, it looks like those forearms should split apart to reveal some kind of super weapon.
Yeah. Then on the outside, you can't really see too much of it. Again, one angle of art, unfortunately. But you have a bit of armor going around the elbow area, and you have these like little bumps of armor that are on the opposite side of the forearm. These hands are also very interesting. They look like they only have 3 fingers. Or 4, maybe?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
No, I think it's 3, because also you could check on the other one.
Oh,
it's
right.
the 1-2 with a third. And he's kind of doing the what have these hands wrought kind of thing.
Yeah. You've got, the fingers are also very flat, almost like shovel-like or something. Just not typical Gundam designs, but then again, I'm guessing that all of these designers do not typically do Gundam things, for this. So, yeah, you have the very flat curved thumb, you've got like an index finger, and then you've got like a large finger on the bottom of the hand. For the skirt, you've got like a piece on the top of the skirt that also has a bunch of openings on it. More thrusters as you go down, like the middle crotch piece. Then you've got the front skirts have lots of panel lining going on, going down them. You've got like little bumps on the top of them. The side skirts are a bit of squared armor, which has a little bit of a protrusion more towards the like back bottom of the armor. Then cannot see the rear skirt. Might not exist for all we know. The thighs, just kind of cylindrical thighs with lots of vertical panel lines going down. Not really much of a visible joint, that you can see where the leg is rotating. You have the circular cap with a line going down it. Very tall knees that are just kind of pushed up into the thigh armor, because the thigh armor is also just protruding forward a lot. Many layers of lines on these lower legs. And then, kind of on the sides of the calves, you have these big, like, opened scoops, like, kind of square in shape, going, like, just, pointing towards the front. Here, just on both sides. And then a little hole in the middle. Then you've got very large feet. You've got a toe, or a foot armor piece on the top. You've got a cleft, frontal foot, very hoof looking. And then a really large heel piece on the back. And then, I don't know if this guy has, much. You can't really see a backpack or anything going on with this guy. So, yeah. This is a cool design. It's very... These are all meant to be Gundam designs. This, I would presume, is maybe meant to be a Zeon design, but this just does not map to any UC feeling to me at all. I like it.
It feels kind of Double Zeta era to me. It could kind of be it would be a very weird one, but if this showed up in the last couple of episodes as like a Neo Zeon Ace unit, you'd be like, that's a really memorable one, but it wouldn't be completely outside of expectations to me.
This is fair. I mean, you'd have to, again, much like the other one, this is one that would need to be greatly simplified, but I guess, thinking on late Double Zeta suits, such as our good friend the Gamulk, I mean, yeah, I can kind of see what you're getting at.
Alright, call me crazy. I'm about to drop an image in the DM.
Uh-huh. Yeah! Well, that's what I was thinking with the mono eye track, but I didn't even catch the lower gun. I guess we should link this for the audience rather than us sharing secrets.
Well, I did screen share badly, so I got it. But
yeah.
Okay.
Cool. There we go. Yeah. No. I mean, I can see it.
You see the vision?
I see the vision.
I like the vision.
I like to imagine that the head up top, what we think is the head, is actually just camouflage. It's like one of those creatures that has a fake head.
Okay, how far does it go? Are the arms also camouflage? Is it really those backdash thrusters that are the real arms?
They're just folded onto the side, hiding.
Really embracing that BattleTech vibe. There are no real arms.
Oh.
Or maybe
It
these
just,
are giant
there's
gauntlets.
no components in those arms whatsoever. When it runs, it's just Naruto running. The arm is dangling
They're
dead
just
behind it.
completely freely dangling. So, okay, hear me out. I have an idea. So, you have these shutter doors on the front of these, right? What if these are instead big gauntlets, and it's actually got very small arms in there?
I also like this idea.
Secret small arms inside of these large arms.
Yeah, if you pull all the armor off, it's just the Neo GM under there.
This is actually,
with its tiny hands.
okay, this is, okay, to dig into some Gundam ephemera here, because what this is reminding me of is how, there was that really weird, cybercomics design called the Drei, which looks like this. I don't know if y'all have ever seen this. But
Yes.
It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Poncho guy.
Okay, so here's the fun thing. This machine is supposed to be related to the heavy gun from F91. Which, no. I mean,
Was it adopted?
Say that, but yeah, was it adopted? But there was, it is not there on the wiki, unfortunately. I thought it was. Ooh. So, basically, though, the Fastest Formula manga has some art, though, where it tries to talk about their relation, even. Because even though this originally showed up in a Cybercomics thing, they decided to bring it back for the Fastest Formula manga that is currently ongoing. And it's just very funny that it's like, oh yeah, no, clearly these are actually related. It's just a bunch of armor thrown over it. Anyway, that's what this is, though. It's actually, yeah, like Six said, the Neo GM is hiding under this. This is just a bunch of armor to make it look like a different design. But yeah. Anyway, alright.
Shall we roll some die and decide a new proceed design?
Sure. These are, like, all new to me, really, because I haven't seen them in a very long time, so...
Okay. And this loading a little slowly. Okay, this actually looks like what it could be if you stripped all that armor away.
Okay. What? Okay, now we've got
It actually kind of works.
Okay, but this is like a Full Metal Panic design. Well, no, it's 290s to be Full Metal Panic, but like this is not.
This is the RXA-07E Elth Fin.
RXA.
I dig it.
RXA. Okay, so this is a Federation suit. If we're going off RXA, there.
This reminds me of the G-Line mobile suits.
Sure.
Yeah, I could see that. See, what I was thinking is,
It's almost got, like, digitigrade legs.
So, what this was reminding me of, just with the art, this is a more modern interpretation of one, but, there's a PC-98 tactics game called Power Dolls. And, it's just, with all the rounded shapes on it, it was kind of making me think of, like, that kind of design,
Sure,
which is very not Gundam.
Very, very skinny legs, weird inhuman angles to the joints. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just quickly going through, for the head, you've got a big forehead piece that looks like it probably has a camera or something on the front of it. The back half of the head is actually pretty simple. You have, you know, a little bit of lines just to indicate, like, where the cheek armor is swept back, but it's just kind of rounded and just has some panel lining. Very simple. You have these large, sort of hexagonal cheek guards that are extending forward on either side of the face, separate from the actual, like, head armor, so it almost looks like it's got, like, mandibles. And then you've got, some visible eyes and a very thin face that has, like... Now, I know it's just like a detail line, but it almost looks like it has a very smug little smile to me because of this little curved line. And a beauty spot as well, with the little dot there. Which I presume is not actually meant to be that. But moving on to the torso, so very rounded torso with like, you've got like a hatch on the top front of the chest. It even has like these little bolts on the side of it, and what looks like it would be like a joint piece in the middle. So my presumption is maybe rather than a lower cockpit, maybe it's an upper cockpit, and this folds forward. I don't know. Then rounded pectoral pieces that have like these little bars at the base of them facing forward, and it thins out very excessively before connecting into a rounded piece that's connecting into the waist. Just the shapes are so weird. Under where the arms are connected into, you also have these like little overhangs of armor, and this torso is also very widely set. For the arms, the shoulder armor, very large and bulbous, rounded at the end, a little bit more like flat on the front, though still pretty round. You have some thrusters facing on the outside of them. The bicep is also very round, with a simple, looks almost like a disc joint going on there. You have some triangular armor on the sides of the joint, which I think is separate from the forearm, it looks like, the way it's drawn. That's just like some armor that's on the sides of the joint. Maybe? And then, the forearms are also strange in that they go straight, but then at the end, they curve forward a little before you have like the wrist area and then the hands. So the hands are kind of like angled forward, which is interesting. It's weird, but oh, and you have like a little armor brace around the bottom of the wrist. Yeah.
Why is that there? Of all spots, why is that not further forward or further back? What a strange spot.
I didn't design it. I don't know. I don't know who designed it. Probably an independent person working for the magazine, given the lack of credits on this. For the waist, a large crotch piece that is just kind of it's really funny that they made it like a separate piece rather than making this like all be molded together. So you just have like this large door on the front of the crotch. Has like a little opening on the bottom, and it has these like little latches on the side. You can actually see the rear skirt on this because there's no front skirts. It's just completely bare, and there's no side skirts. You have these, like, the rear skirt is like a big box with like two large thrusters, just like as like little tail stabilizers, which is kind of fun. But yeah, as I said, the whole leg structure though, connecting into the waist, is completely bare. For the legs, they're kind of squared with these little round parts on the outer sides of them. Looks like they just have radial thrusters going on. A boxy joint piece for the leg joint. The knee is just kind of... You have a little bit of an angle at the top of it, but otherwise not too descriptive. It does have these little rounded bolts where it's connecting in there. And then, again, as to pair it what Thom brought up, this thing's, like, digitigrade. Like, this whole leg is just pushing forward. It's got a big tube in there, in the like, front middle of the leg.
A big old, like, piston for, like, absorbing shock, I guess.
And then, rounded calf armor, don't really have kind of... Really no ankle armor or anything, it's just kind of the bottom of the foot happens, and then you have the actual feet where you can see the connection of the foot into the leg, armor on top of the foot, lower foot armor, separate heel on the back. Very normal Gundam setup for the foot, probably the only thing that's like a normal Gundam setup going on. And even then, the shapes are still weird. You know what I wonder? Given the way the tail is, I want to think that this is a landing suit. Like, something you drop from, like, a plane or, like, from a high location. and then it can use the tail to, like, slow its descent, and then also maybe, like, the sort of reverse joint thing going on with the legs and the piston is, like, hey, if it lands, it absorbs shock. I don't know, though. I'm just guessing.
I wonder if it can, like, hover or skim. Because it does look like it's been stripped down to be as lightweight as possible.
Yeah.
And these,
hip units
the bits
here.
Yeah, the big hip units, but also that weird-looking sort of armor protrusion under the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could also be used for downforce, and the big pistons in the legs for absorbing shock when it lands.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
I will give it this. It's you said it was an RX unit, right? It's experimental. It looks very experimental. It looks like a test bed for that this is meant to have other like components attached to it before it actually becomes useful. I cannot for the life of me figure out what's going on in the crotch. Like it's like looking at an Escher painting. Which components are connected to which other components?
It feels like it has like a fly so it can pee.
I think that it's really weird because it's like there's no skirts on the front of it. So it's like that's like the ball of the that's the ball joint of the top of the leg. Now, my question is, why is it so offset from like the top of the leg though, right? Like, if you've built Gunpla, normally that would be like directly above the leg. But here it's like you said, it's like an Escher painting. I can't tell the perspective that I'm supposed to be seeing this from.
And like it kind of looks like it should be part of the big butt thruster.
Yeah.
But then are we just looking directly through the crotch? Is the crotch just a big void?
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Because I have to keep bringing up normal Gundam designs, well, normal relatively speaking, just to not have us only looking at the weirdos. I got reminded of the beer when talking about...
that's my boy!
When talking about just, what if we could achieve flight through sheer downward downward thrust? I, of course, always have to bring up the Beerlant, who I love. Which is also...
there are some comparisons to be made. It's got the same kind of arm posture here. It's got the same kind of, like, back units. It's got the same kind of, like, protruding chest like this.
Because even the legs shape in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the Beerlant. What if we could just make something fly through sheer brute force? No elegance whatsoever. Just lots of engines all facing down.
And then let's give our beautiful state-of-the-art mobile suit to Jared.
Yeah, why? Why Jared? Why?
I mean, he's survived all kinds of battles.
Yeah, but that doesn't... Maybe he survives all the battles because we keep giving him new good mobile suits. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
It sounds like our good mobile suits will stay intact. That sounds alright.
No?
Shit.
No.
Damn it.
What has he done? What did he even do in the Beerlant? He friendly fired... He technically only killed one of his own troops. I mean, yeah, she switched sides, but they don't know that.
That counts as him taking out a mobile armor. That's a big win for him.
I don't think anyone knows that. If anyone looked at the footage on the battlefield, I mean, okay, I guess they would see that it was trying to the Psycho Gundam was trying to protect the Zeta, but look, I'm just saying,
I'm saying he painted a big Gundam silhouette on the side of his mobile suit, and all the other Titans pilots were like, "Oh, what's that for? Did you kill a Gundam? Why is it so big?" And he was like, yeah, it's big because I killed like 5 Gundams. I'm so good at fighting you guys."
It's so funny because I always forget, because the show, it's easy to forget that the show is kind of very much aware of how pathetic Jared is the thing.
But he's the last student of Lila Muraraira, the legendary pilot. He must be incredible.
Anyway, alright. So, just had to bring that up for a point of comparison. Also, again, so we can have Thom talk about some regular mobile suits as well, instead of just all these freaks, as Six has picked the weirdest set of guys this week.
I mean,
regular mobile suit shows the Beerlant.
Okay, I mean, look.
No, it's a beautiful sloth-handed Wonderful little machine.
It is.
Okay.
I think
this
it's my
next-
favorite from Zeta.
This next one I think is sick. You know what? Wait, I'm cheating. I didn't roll. Oh well, I don't care. It's my show.
We're gonna cover basically all of them. There's not like there's that many in the game.
I mean, we haven't gotten to half yet, and we're an hour in. We probably won't get.
Are we
to
an
all
hour
of them.
in?
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm having fun.
Me too. But this is the MSA-008 Box Doll. This thing is so cool. Like, okay, let's just have a normal Xeon design. Never mind, let's have this guy. This rules.
MSA.
This is supposed to be a Xeon mobile suit?
Right?
No, wait, no. If it's an MSA, shouldn't that be? That's.
Oh wait, is that
AU.
Titans? Oh,
No.
is that AU?
Because
Is that right?
Okay, this is like in the Nemo's design lineage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm a fool. I
But
saw
I mean-
MS and my brain turned off.
It's really cool. Yeah, because MSA is like all the AU ones, and like in Sentinel, it's stuff like the Nero as well.
Yeah, the Nemo, the Methus, that stuff. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, this one's maybe our most normal one. I quite like this one. So for the head, very elongated head again, like a lot of these have tended to have. You do have a Mohawk camera as it sweeps back. You got, thick panel lines around it. The camera looks like it's just kind of got its own separate color, presumably if this was actually colored. I can't tell if these little indentations on the sides of the head would be Vulcans, but it does have these like little indentations that very hard to see with this quality. It looks like you have like a little like box of cheek armor sweeping towards the back, and then you have an antenna on the left, the back left side of the head. For the face, you've got, it looks like it's just kind of got a very thin, mean-looking gem visor with some panel lines on a relatively plain face, though it does have a Gundam-style chin, which I do always like when you have like a Gundam chin but then like a gem face. I think that's always a fun combo. The torso, okay, I said this is normal, but then I'm looking at this torso and I'm like, oh god, this thing has so many boxes. So popped collar going around the head, as most mobile suits tend to do for the armor up there. You have, for the pectorals, they're all armor. It's like a couple of steps of armor going down, and then as you hit the bottom of the pectoral, like the torso area, on the underside, it has like a whole section of other armor running from the front to the back, like a big wedge just jammed in there on the underside.
That also like plugs into the center block.
Oh, see, I just assumed that was like a panel line there going on.
Maybe.
But, yeah, and then for the center block, though, you've got a big box that has a smaller rectangular box on top of that, and then another smaller rectangular box going into it. And the sum total of having all of this extra torso boxes, I can't see what the midsection of this thing looks like at all. Because it's completely obscured by all the boxes going on. Oh, and then I should mention...
How do you get into this thing?
To the sides of the collar on the outside, there are two more boxes.
My guess is that this thing slides forward? It's not a very good guess.
But it could be that part there.
But that could, I guess it would fold down and like bonk into the crotch.
Maybe that's why it's designed that way. It's so that those
oh, it's like a little like landing platform. Oh, that's nice. The lap of luxury, literally.
For the shoulders, you've got. I'm seeing a recurring theme here where we have a shoulder that then has a tiny shoulder on the bottom of it, because the Neo GM also did this. You have so the main large part of the shoulder, on the outside you have a thruster facing down. Very Mark II-esque shoulders here, actually, with the way that this armor and this thruster goes. But then, where it gets weird is, on the front, you have like a latch that then has another smaller shoulder armor piece just like below that, over the joint area. And then, for the bicep, big square bicep. Looks like you just kind of have a double joint visible there. Then you've got, for the forearms, they're, looking at these are almost Zeta-esque forearms, because they've got, like, the big, like, little pads on the outside here, and then also, when we go to the other side, like, where the hardpoint is, it has that, like, upside-down T-shaped hardpoint, which I think the Zeta Plus has on its arms. Actually, you know what? Let me put them next to each other. These do just kind of have very Zeta Plus looking arms. I wonder if this is just a Zeta Plus that doesn't transform, maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
the head is kind of...
Well, here's the thing. When we get to the waist, look at, like, the way the leg armor is. It's just, you take off the beam cannons and you got those.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, for the crotch piece, you have a crotch piece that is going down in it, kind of like the armor that overhangs hooks backwards. And you have I don't really want to call these front skirts. You have two square plates just jutting out of the sides of the crotch piece there. And then you have a large ball just connecting into the waist. And then for the legs, pretty standard thighs going on. But you have kind of in between the thigh and the actual joint connecting into the waist, you have these floating pieces of armor that are just kind of hanging in between. Again, very much like the Zeta Plus there. Then a little bit of visible joint on the back of the leg. Lots of armor on this knee, though. You have a boxing knee piece on top. You've got these side, like, little leg or calf thrusters swept backwards. I presume those are thrusters at the end. A really large boxing knee part below the smaller one. Then you have these... What would I say the shape is?
They're like dots, like the candy dots.
Yeah, it's like the candy dots. Just kind of shaped on the sides of the leg, just these armor plates that are jutting out. Then for the lower leg, the way it's drawn, and again, we can't see the back, but it looks like it wouldn't have armor on the back. The way this is drawn, it looks like it would have an open back to it here, to me. And then you have a little bit of hanging armor in front of the foot, and then the feet are just kind of... They are Gundam feet. You have a armor piece on top, a separate, like, bottom of the foot, a separate heel, though this design also has quite a high heel going on with it. Then can't see the backpack whatsoever. We can see a little bit of it hanging down there, but that's basically it. I like this guy. It feels like it's trying to, like, mix the Nero from Sentinel with, like, the Zeta Plus, especially, again, those arms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've read it. Have you ever read any of the translations of Sentinel, Thom? Or at least looked at the designs?
I've definitely looked at the designs. I listened to the Gundam Sentinel Gundam Book Club podcast when it covered Gundam Sentinel, which is not quite the same as reading it, but I have a decent idea of what goes on.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to... I was just checking.
You have thoughts about the various stages of woman.
God.
I don't share those on podcasts.
But yeah, just feels like a very, like, kind of refined version of, like, doing, like, a mix of the Nero and the Zeta Plus. It's, again, with the MSA prefix, it's definitely, playing in that territory. Sentinel has really cool designs. The story... Interesting elements, but I mean, it is an attempt at writing a hard science fiction story in the 1980s, and all the gender politics that goes with that. It's very unfortunate, but
yeah, I'm gonna say they went above and beyond in the gender politics. It didn't have to go with that. They made choices.
Yeah, they made some choices.
Let's roll again here.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Since I've goofed a couple of times on showing you a proper Xeon design, here we go.
Does it look like a Xeon design?
You tell me. I think it looks like a fucking
This is a Super Robot Wars original enemy.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Gao Gai Gar fighting one of these or something. Like,
yeah, this is like a SRW exclusive getter. I don't know
what is this.
Are
this
the
is
elbows double jointed?
I guess so. This is the MS-T04 MS-T04 Bem Dery Omu. 3 words. Bem Dery Omu.
I think it's very courageous of them to take so much inspiration from the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. So,
what, do you think it has a Super Shredder mode?
God damn it.
This is the mode beyond Super Shredder. First he's Shredder, then he becomes Super Shredder, then he becomes Mecha Shredder.
That makes a lot of sense.
So the head is very elongated, kind of pointing towards the back, almost like Hyakushiki Kai shaped, complete with even having an offset antenna swept to the back. You know what, actually? The more I look at this, the more I do realize this is just kind of doing a Hyakushiki Kai head. It looks a bit more mean.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, just the overall shapes and whatnot, and usually these parts on the forehead here, especially in the modern, tend to be recolored in the cameras, so it's just, I don't know, it's just interesting parallel going on there. Anyway.
I don't approve of mobile suits having mouths.
Yeah, the way that
That's Transformers stuff.
See, I think that it's just the way that I think that's just a flat mask with a chin that has a thick panel line. I really wish these were colored rather than black and white art is the problem. You have a bunch of these openings on the side of the head, along with some vents around the cheek area. As said with the face, it either looks like it's a mask with like a separated chin, or it looks like it's got a little wiggly mouth. And then you have just 2 eyes. You've got a very rounded torso with like sort of a camera at the front. The pectorals, you've got like a vent on the lower, or a thruster of some sort on the lower pectoral on either side. Just kind of have more rounded armor plates towards the middle. It thins out quite a bit before connecting into the waist. The underarm area, you have some directly downward facing thrusters, though given that these aren't pushed away from the torso, I feel like that would just blast into the leg. But maybe those are vents rather than thrusters. So, for the arms, gigantic ball joints for the shoulders, completely visible there too, just connected into the torso. But it's okay, just these gigantic pieces of armor around the outside of the shoulder going around. The armor has, like, it has extra armor around the top of it that has these large wings sticking out forward, like blade-like wings, with what would appear to be vents in between those and the middle piece, which is just kind of a downward point. Really big shoulders, not really knowing what's going on there. Rounded bicep, double joints? Yeah, like, it's got a joint there and a joint there, which, like, I'm not against a double joint, it's just the way this one is drawn is not, again, I've seen other mecha do this. This is not usually the way Gundam does it, which I'm not against the idea of that, but, you know, just very strange. Very large forearms with, like, a big round cuff at the base of them. Looks like you have maybe wrist Vulcans going on. You have, like, a little, almost shield-like design. Kind of mirrors the shoulder, complete with having these little wings swept back on the top of them. And then, yeah, more around the front of them, you have these, like, little barrels and little guns pointing forward. Very armored fingers going on here, too. For the crotch, large plate on the front. Again, like a lot of parts of this design, you've got 2 blade wings facing forward on them. Then you have, like, a bit of a rear skirt, but no side skirts, no front skirts, completely bare again. circular top of the thigh with just kind of armor that thins out as you hit towards the joint. The knees match the crotch, match the shoulders, match the arms. Just a big piece of armor with 2 blades facing forward. The legs have these big scoops on them that have like some vents or perhaps thrusters with them. The outside also has these double blades. They really love this motif on this design, and I'm not against the idea of repeating it. But as for the feet, again, armor with blades, 2 of them on the top of the feet. Really large toe piece. Kind of a high heel, but it's weird because the heel is actually like only a little bit is actually touching the ground, and it's like swept upwards and wrapped around the back. Very strange heel design here. And again, no backpack, possibly, at all, just given the way that there's kind of nothing visible there. What does it say this thing's weapons are, 6?
It says it has 2 Vulcan guns, 2 two-barrel beam Vulcans, a beam javelin, and a hand beam cannon.
Okay, so maybe these are the 2 Vulcans and maybe they are just offset onto one side. These have to be the double beam Vulcans then, because it mentioned having 2 times 2. So that would make sense for the arms. And I guess the rest isn't depicted on there. Yeah, this is not... 6, you have picked the weirdest thing to pick. God damn it. God damn it. For the non-video people, 6 has edited an image that just has a word bubble saying the power of the shredder to this.
I'm very bad at image editing, so it took me way too long to do that.
It's okay, I had to describe the mobile suit. You have plenty of time. And not only do I have to describe a mobile suit, I have to describe a mobile suit that's not using any design language that our show normally goes over.
It's so weird. The things on the knees. Like, do those detach? Like, what are we doing?
I think it's just knee armor.
I think you're right. It just doesn't make any sense. It already has knee armor.
Yeah, well, what if you had more knee armor?
I guess so.
You need the knee armor to match the arm armor and the shoulder armor and the foot armor and the calves and the crotch. Everything must have little wings on it.
I guess that's, when you put it that way, I feel like a real fool.
They should have made this a transformable, I think.
Into what?
I don't know, something with a lot of wings.
I guess.
Come on, it's not like Gundam's transformations are normally all that great, let's be real.
Wow, alright.
I'm speaking truth.
It kind of looks like the feet should come together to form the nose of a space jet.
Yeah.
That's true. That would work.
Gundam needs to do that more.
Do you want a sequel to an old friend?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to get the RMS-143 ADAD.
Oh, wait. Is this a Xeku?
This is the Xeku Drei.
Hey, well, okay.
I like your big winter coat, buddy.
Yeah, okay. This is a strange one.
Fellas. Let's set
This
out.
looks industrial.
It does.
Well, it's funny because this is like smaller than the Xeku Zwei, presumably, it looks like. But yeah. So, just to have them on screen while we're going over this for listeners at home. Give me one moment. I'm just grabbing them. And eyes. Because we covered these, oh god, it was 163 many years ago. Essentially an eternity ago. And we've got the original Xeku Eins.
We must not have done the Drei, though. There's no way we did the Drei.
Well, you know what, though? Let's see. Maybe we forgot about it if we did. Because I know we did do an episode on this, so...
Okay, I found the episode. We did We did the Drei.
Look, that was in 2022. That was essentially an eternity ago. No one's gonna care if we cover it again.
Yeah.
So, that's so funny. I mean, it's probably because the wiki had it listed. We probably didn't. We may not have even mentioned what it was from.
How many hands does it have?
A few. All right.
Is it 5 or 6?
Okay, yeah. So
I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Start with the head. You've got a head that is more akin to the original Xeku Ain's head, in that it is more rounded in shape. Does have these additional little cheek vents going forward, but like the overall shape of the face and the forehead and everything is pretty similar. Though it doesn't have as big of a like bulge, because the original Xeku Ain's has kind of like a weird melon for its little scanner on the front, whereas this just kind of has armor going on there. Though it does have the little circular cap on the side. It's much larger on the Drei here. Then for the torso, again, the armor very much more like the Ain's, complete with the double like visible hinge for the cockpit hatch. You have these really large vents going into the side here. You have these little holes cut into the sides of the bottom of the torso. Can't really see much of it though, because a lot of the torso is obscured by the skirt and it kind of is jutted forward. Also, there's a very strange angle. We're kind of looking down at the robot rather than... It's not as frontward. I feel like normally the camera would be a little lower if we're imagining this having a camera perspective. So yeah, for the shoulders though, you have these large rounded shoulder pads, which have like a rail on them that has extra arms, which I think is trying to evoke the extra arms that the Xeku Zwei has, that, you know, are for grabbing the equipment on the back. But
there's no equipment on the back.
No, I mean, there's something right there.
I guess that's true.
And we can't really see the back, let's be real.
Fair.
But yeah, so you've got some arms on top. Now, what makes it weird, and what Six was bringing up, was the right arm seems to have a second arm attached to the rail on the side, and I don't know if that's just a demonstration arm, because it feels like if that was symmetrical, then this would have one there too. But then if you have that many arms, why even bother with having the rail that can move the arm up and down?
But also, is this arm actually coming from the back?
Oh, does it have... is it like a weird backpack arm hiding there?
Maybe. I just, like, that seems like it could be... You know.
Yeah.
I just want to imagine
just more equipment on the right side, and so it needs more arms to be able to access it.
Maybe. Or, you know, like... I want to imagine it, like, handing things to itself.
I mean, that would be a use for that. Gotta make it so all the guns are top-loaded. That way the little upper arm can just drop the clip into... Well, no, I guess you can't really do that in space. You can throw it downward, it's fine.
That's a terrible idea.
Shush.
Don't try that at home.
This is what they should have done for the Silver Bullet. With the like replaceable arms.
It's
gimmick.
True.
Like, they should have used these. Give me that inhuman body horror thing. Don't just give me a Gundam with a replaceable arm.
I don't know. When we first covered the Silver Bullet suppressor, the thing I thought, the misunderstanding I had from the way Dylan was describing it, is I thought on its back was a little factory for repairing the arms, and I liked that idea so much better.
Yeah. You know what? Hey, so Tom, have you seen the solution that one of the manga had for doing a thing that shouldn't be using a beam magnum?
Probably not
related to narrative. So for whatever reason, one of the manga decided instead of the Silver Bullet suppressor, it would be a Mark II for Banager here.
Okay.
Which, as you can see.
They're just running through. They're running out of advanced mobile suits, so they're moving backwards in time. I like it.
Rather than using like replaceable arms, it instead has bolted two Dove and Wolf arms together in order to absorb the recoil.
Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I don't understand the physics of it, but I've never understood why there would be that much damaging recoil in space. Why doesn't it just push the mobile suit backward?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the funny thing, right? Is like, I kind of just figured it would just, push you back, especially because like when the beam magnum damages the Delta Gundam's arms, that's under gravity, and the Delta the Delta Plus is supposed to have like a fucked up frame as it is. So like that I understand, but then later on they're just like, okay, well clearly the beam magnum just breaks your arms, and I'm like, I don't think that that's how that works.
I feel like I want to make a case for it, but I don't understand the science well enough. I feel like maybe some of the recoil, instead of just going straight to the suit, goes to like fine mechanical parts on the arm, and that's the part, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, like, it's not like, okay, like, if I was in space in a spacesuit, right, and something hit my arm really hard, like, yeah, it would still twist my arm and hurt it, but like, the way that guns are fired and braced, it feels like if you were bracing yourself correctly, it would just, again, equal and opposite reaction, push your entire body back. Like, your body would absorb.
Does Banagher brace himself properly?
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Just bad.
This is user error.
God.
And no one can bring themselves to explain to him that he's firing wrong, so they come up with all of these cockamamie solutions. Minerva feels so bad
Captains
about
will
telling him that
literally
he's
invent
bad
a
at
new
Gundam
mobile
fighting.
suit rather than tell their pilot they're making a mistake.
I mean, look, they can do whatever they want. They're living in the fucking, the battleship colony that has 1 billion guns and microphones for broadcasting everywhere now.
I think we have all, at some point in our lives, done something stupid in order to avoid confrontation.
This has me thinking about the Magellanica again, because I had read the sort of not really great translation of the book, and I was just like, oh, they completely removed this entire subplot, where Banagher and Minerva have a giant snail-shaped, colony ship with a bunch of communications equipment. Why? This feels like an important plot beat, and
hard to imagine why they'd remove it.
I mean, I guess they threw it into narrative, but, like, that's kind of what they did with all the novel stuff that they decided not to use in the novel, was we'll just throw it into narrative. It's so dumb.
Well, I think Fukui, like, he advised on the Unicorn OVAs.
Okay.
But he wrote narrative. He's the scriptwriter for that.
Okay.
So I wonder if he got to the end of the adaptation and was like, well, but they didn't use all my good ideas. I need to put all of my good ideas into narrative so that everybody knows about my good ideas.
You know what the worst thing is? I think Fukui is a hack still, but I think the novel of Unicorn, even though it is bad in completely new and awful ways, is also kind of bad in a more interesting way than the OVA is. If that makes sense. Like,
I have heard other people express the same thing, other people who have read the novel.
Well, the characters have more interiority by virtue of it being a novel, and so you get more of their thoughts. Now, is that good? Not really. Banagher's actually extremely... In the OVA, he's just kind of a normal boy. Nice boy. In the manga... Or, sorry, not manga. In the novel, he has a whole section where he is complaining about going to a party where they are drinking alcohol and maybe even smoking weed, and how he's better than all the weirdos in his class and everything, and he's being really judgy. And then some girls ask him if he's okay, because he's kind of just sitting there disassociating in the middle of the room, and he snaps at them and makes one of them cry, and then he feels bad, and then he goes, actually, no, I don't feel bad. They suck. And I'm just like, oh, he's awful. He sucks so bad.
He's a teenager. He's a teenager.
Okay, yes, but look.
I mean, maybe some teenagers shouldn't make it to adulthood.
Well, Gundam has taught us that, clearly. No, but it's just funny because, like, again, I don't actually necessarily like it more, but the ways in which it portrays things is just more interesting. Or just to bring up one more, just while we're on this little tangent, I think a lot about Daguza and one of the other guys, Conroy maybe, one of the ECOAS guys, sort of fondly remembering their past where they were like, oh, we have to intercept a terrorist, so we blew a hole in a colony parking lot in order to, kill all the terrorists that were meeting there. Also, though, we sucked out a school bus full of children that were on a field trip. That was fucked up, and we're kind of sad about it, but it's okay because we're hoorah military guys. And I'm just like, on one hand, I feel like we're supposed to understand that this is evil, but on the other hand, it's Fukui writing this. And I think he's actually expressing sympathy for that instead. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Anyway, sidetracked onto Unicorn because of ridiculous arms conversation. But anyway, back to the ridiculous arms at hand. Haha. You don't get to make fun of my joke, Six.
I laughed at your joke!
That was not a real laugh. Don't you...
Okay, it wasn't a real laugh, that's true. I wanted to sneak that one past you, but it was pretty
You wanted to sneak that? Okay, anyway.
If you guys need to work this out between the two of you, I can leave.
No, we've got about another year or two before we finally bring this to therapy, but thank you.
This is just how it goes. Alright. Anyway, circular joint part, you have a bit of... The armor for the forearm here is really strange. You've got, very boxy, under forearm, but then, the outside of the joint here, you've got this pointy armor, going forward. You have this really big elbow armor piece just jutting outward. Very boxy hands, though, again, very much like the actual Xekus. As for the lower half of this guy, the skirts, you have a giant thruster on the front skirt here, which again matches, this part matches more to the Zwei, complete with it looking like it's got the kind of sections of armor going around the vent, like the way the white goes around that. You can see it there. You have these absolutely gigantic front skirts, though. And they're not really, normal front skirts, because it looks like they're attached to the top of the waist here. Because there's, this other flat bit of armor on top.
Though you'll notice again, that looks like the Zwei.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. The Zwei... You know what? I never really thought about it, but, looking at it, yeah. That is how the Zwei's armor is attached. It's so strange. The skirt armor here, though, very large. You have these large pads on them, which I would hope is maybe equipment under there, but maybe not. I don't know. Given that, the Zwei has all the missile pods going on there. Then for the side skirts, though, extremely square, squared off side skirts. Just a big, trapezoidal-ish housing, I guess trapezoid without a bottom, just swept downward. Lots of little panel line details, though. I don't think there's anything actually functional. I would presume there's maybe thrusters or something underneath. You do have these little tiny wings at the end. But, yeah, just very large side skirts, though. Rear skirt, unfortunately, unavailable. We can only really see the lower half of the legs. You can see a little bit of the leg joint there. Large rounded cuff on the legs. You have the new Decides D on the leg going on with the emblem on the left part. Some open armor on the sides of the or a little opening on the inside of the calves, presumably maybe on the outside as well. And then some panel lines running down the side, and a little bit of flexible armor right above the foot. As for the feet are just doing the Xeku Zwei feet, where you've got the foot armor on top with a very thick panel line, and then the lower foot part where it's essentially cleft in the middle there, which is a fun look. And then you can see the backpack. It has a propellant tank on top with some thrusters facing backwards, and we really can't see anything more. Though this looks like the ammo packs that the Zwei has on the shoulder, or some of the Einses have. Is kind of what that looks like there, but Yeah. Yeah, there's a weird machine. What is it equipped with, 6?
Great question. Let's take a look here.
Okay.
It has micro missiles and a machine gun.
These have to be missile launchers, right?
That's all?
That's all that's listed. I bet that's not correct. I think it's just, incomplete information. Chris, as always, thank you, Chris, for the services you do. I'm sure Chris just didn't have much to work with.
Yeah.
This doesn't look like it should be able to walk.
No.
No.
Which, I mean, to be fair...
There's no specific element that connects it to this, but it reminds me of the Zamel from 0083. Like, this is a building that hovers menacingly towards you.
Yeah. I like the Zamel. That's a fun friend.
It feels to me kind of like if the goblin put on too many coats and couldn't move anymore.
The thing is, if it's space use, it doesn't necessarily need to be able to walk.
Sure, we all know the legs are just for show.
Yeah, the Xeon has taught us. But, that being said, yeah, I don't know, this is a weird... I don't like it as much as the normal ones, but then again, the normal ones are, like, Katoki designs, and then this is, Actually, are the normal ones Katoki, or are they Akitaka? Let me double check. I can't quite remember. I know Katoki has done modern versions, obviously. Okay, the Ainz is Katoki. What about the Zwei? Just want to make sure. I've learned that assuming designers based on the art style and who worked on things, it doesn't always bring you the truth. Or it does, but then you find out like 3 people worked on the design. Okay, yeah, these are all Katoki. Okay, just making sure. Anyway. Alright, well, 6, you want to hit us with another? Also, Thom, you still good with going?
Sure, I can go. I can probably do another 20 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, let's do one more design.
Okay.
Where? Okay, not that one. Because I can't reach my D6. What is this? Okay.
Okay, that's a good reaction.
This last one is the Lex. It doesn't have a model number. Its weapons, I'll tell you in advance. It has 2 beam sabers, a beam rifle, and a cracker. One assumes the cracker grenade. Even though looking at it, it looks like it has 2 No, never mind. Anyway, here's the Lex.
What?
Oh, wide.
Yeah. Okay.
Wide lad. What? The big Zam. It reminds me of a Zam. It's a small Zam.
Small Zam, yeah.
Medium Zam.
Medium Zam? I don't know. Look. Well, okay, 6. Do we know how tall this thing is?
No.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I will say it's classified as a mobile suit, and not a mobile armor.
It could be a small mobile suit.
It could be a small mobile suit. It could be a large mobile suit. It could be a regular mobile suit. I don't know much.
Mobile suit.
Listen, I'm very disoriented looking at this thing.
It also it makes me think of like the Apsaras, where you have this big old mobile armor, but then it's just a regular Xeku head.
Yeah. So you've got a little head that almost looks like a turtle to me. Like, it's like, because you got this little opening here, so it's like a turtle shell, though it does have some antenna.
This is the Mecha Turtle that fights Mecha Shredder.
Oh.
Yeah. We did have that
And
earlier.
these are the big slices of pizza?
The body is just a big hexagon. There are some circular caps with the hexagon on the upper corners. And then there's like these double vents on the lower corners, or on the lower edges, I should say. The shoulders are also how many sides are on this? Are these big? Are these octagons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think sides. You have a 7-sided polygon for the shoulder. At the base of it, you have these strange little, like... It's like a circle. This is a very sketchy design, by the way. You can really, especially when you're looking at some of these lines. But anyway, you've got like a circular cap that has these like little, I don't know, it's just like this weird little bolt thing attached to the front of them. If I had to guess a function, maybe eye field generators is how my brain reads that, but I don't know.
They look like anti-aircraft turrets to me.
Oh, see, I was reading those as like attachment, like bolts onto the armor, not like sticking off.
It's just having these ones down here that are clearly turrets.
No, those look like ribbons. Those look like award ribbons. Best in show.
This is the Lux Blue ribbon.
The shoulders have some cuts at the end of them. Just you have 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. It looks like a big happy face. Like there's the mouth and the eyes, just looking off to the side. I don't know if these are part of the shoulder or the backpack. You have these 2 gigantic tubes running up, like right behind the shoulder. So I'm just going to mention them here. Just really large tubes running up. Various signage posted on them that no human will ever be able to read unless... I don't know if they were drawn actually with writing on them or if these are just scribbles there. It's really hard to tell because of the quality of the art here. Of, like, the actual resolution, I should say, quality of the art. Anyway, for the shoulders, you have little bits of armor hanging at the ends that's just kind of pointy going down. The arms do not have traditional joints. It looks like they just have, like, a series of, like... I don't know, it looks like a series of layered bags, maybe, or something, over a wiggly joint, or something? Maybe it's, like, wiggly under there? I don't know. Why was this the last one, Six? What have you done to me?
This is the
most turned in at 11:59 p.m. the day of the assignment is due. This is the thing you draw when they tell you that there were supposed to be 12 and you only drew 11.
Yeah.
Not a lot of thought was put into this.
The arms just look like parts of like a tokusatsu like monster of the week. Just like scaled arms.
Yeah. They look like lizard scales.
Yeah.
Or chainmail or something.
And then the hands are just kind of like, they don't even really have separation on the fingers going off that hand. It's just kind of big claws, big hand claws. Then the thighs are absolutely gigantic polygons of some shape. I'm not going to count all the edges anymore. You have these, like, merit ribbons attached to the front of them towards the inner thigh. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, you do have a lower crotch piece just hanging down there. The inner thigh also has, like, these circular caps with, like, an arrangement of maybe thrusters facing down. I would presume maybe it has them on the outside as well. I don't want to call these knees, but I guess the knee area also has 2 downward-facing thrusters. Then you have, like, another leg connected somewhere in the back of there, another section of leg, and it's just kind of kicking forward. Then it ends in kind of like, oh, what? You know what? I know we brought up the Virulent, but this really does just have the same feet as the Virulent. Like, in terms of the shape, I think. Or, like, maybe the Pallas Athene is what I'm thinking of. Because it's just kind of like maybe I'm thinking more of the Pallas Athene. Just like a point, though, and some armor on the sides. Let's see. Pallas Athene.
The inside of its thighs look like it has 2 yak backs taped to it.
Maybe not the Pallas Athene. I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway, this is a weird thing.
You notice, as you go further down from the head towards the feet, the like quality of the line work and the density of lines decreases dramatically, so that by the time you get to the feet, it's just the general impression of feet.
Yeah, like, I would be willing to give this design a chance if I could see if it was redrawn a bit. But this is weird, and I don't think I like it overall. What? I don't know what they were going for, even.
I'm trying to
I think there's a concept in there that I could be excited about. But if the artist spent more than an hour on this illustration, I would be shocked.
I'm trying to find more about it, but every search engine is like, oh, obviously you meant like the Alex. And I'm like, okay, I understand why you came to that conclusion, but no.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no, okay, hang on.
Oh.
I found it.
Oh, you did? What'd you
The
find?
Gundam Lex.
That's just get out of here. It's not. That is not. That is not canon. Well, nothing in Gundam is canon, but you know,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Fake term, but yeah.
Well, our episode
This
ends
is the
with
way
a
the podcast
whimper.
ends. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
I am of okay. Not to impose on our guests, I'm just saying if we have Thom on again, let us get normal mobile suits next time. Six. What have you
Okay.
done? It was
Nothing
a
good.
fun time. It was a fun time. Alright, so I guess,
Yeah, Thom,
Well-
thank you so much for joining us for this parade of weirdos.
It has been a pleasure, and feel free to invite me back for more weirdos.
Would love to.
The weirder, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's a wish we can accommodate.
I had a rapid fire describe so many designs today, I feel like my brain is, like, even for me, who normally likes talking about robots, I feel like I'm losing my mind after all of this.
And if you feel like you've been losing your mind and you need to listen to anything but Gundam, have we got the podcast for you? Thom, take it away.
What a transition. Sure. So, the podcast I'm here to promote is called The Disappearances of Lydia Fountayne, and it's a sci-fantasy, light cyberpunk audio drama mystery. To put the pitch into just a couple of words, Lydia is missing, and the only clue is a book that shouldn't exist.
Ooh.
But because you're not going to cut me off, I'm going to use some more words, and I'm going to read the whole little prepared thing that I wrote out. Set in a deceptively familiar world of constant surveillance, information overload, and machine-mediated electronic communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fountayne follows Lydia and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance, escape the clutches of the sinister Fountayne family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. So if that sounds good to you, go to lydiadisappears.com or look up The Disappearances of Lydia Fountayne on your podcast app of choice.
And of course, links down to the
You can
show
even
notes.
find it on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I can link that. I can link that too because we do a YouTube version of this, so I can just have direct links to those YouTube episodes then as well.
Perfect.
But thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for suffering the parade of strangers. And
It's been an absolute pleasure.
are there any personal plugs you'd like to do as well in addition to disappearances?
Oh, I mean, sure. If your listeners would like more Gundam instead of less, you can always listen to Mobile Suit Breakdown, my Gundam franchise podcast. We are currently covering G Gundam, but we have also put out about 300 or so episodes, so there's a good backlog. We're doing the whole series in order, from the beginning to right now, 1994.
Yeah. So spoil me a little bit. How are you finding G Gundam?
I'm enjoying G Gundam a lot. Mostly, initially at least, we're about 19 episodes in at this point. We just got to the Guyana Highlands. The premise of the podcast is that I've seen all of this stuff before, though often a long time ago. My co-host has not seen any of it. So it's a classic format for these kind of watch-alongs. And then the hook is that in addition to the regular sort of discussion of the episode, we also do a lot of research either about the production of the show or about various like historical or cultural references made in the course of the episodes that we've watched. Since we're doing it in production order, we went immediately from Victory to G Gundam, And let me tell you, the breath of fresh air in G Gundam was a beautiful thing. It was so refreshing. And so far we've been enjoying G a lot.
Excellent. I am not a G fan, but I unfortunately sort of approached it. I wasn't in perhaps the state to appreciate it. And I think I'd be ready to reevaluate it, especially if I'd just gone through the Bikini Squad.
Yeah. I would also say that I think our approach to watching them, watching an episode a week, talking about it for 45 minutes afterwards, it is easy to find things to like about the show.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say that. Did you enjoy following the Zanskar off-screen Civil War?
I found things to like about Victory.
Oh no, I love Victory. Don't get me wrong. I love Victory, actually. I just, I know it, but as a show, it has some... Look, I give a lot of credits to Tomino. I know I do. I just simply enjoy what he does, so... Admittedly, I am not very down on G Gundam, actually, even though I sometimes appear as such on this show. It's mostly G Gundam fans that make me annoyed about G Gundam more than anything else. Look, you can't be loudly like, actually, this is the best Gundam show constantly, or else I'm just gonna get... That's what gets me mad at G Gundam fans online, But that's fine.
Well, in their defense, there is nothing else like it in the franchise. So if you like it, you're going to think it's the best thing.
Well, yeah, this is true. I do understand the logic. But yeah. Alright, well.
Alright. Dylan, what about you? Where can people find you and your stuff?
Oh yeah, you can find me over on Low Poly Robot on Blue Sky, where I mostly am posting things I like, which is robots and games I'm playing, and I don't know, little things I'm collecting and art I like. I'm just kind of me over there. I like... Look, if you're in this episode, no, it's a guest episode. We'll probably will have first listeners. Shoot, I can't use my usual excuse of being like, you probably already know me by now. Well, either way, I post things I like. Usually I also, because I am someone who hoards a lot of books and whatnot, that I obtain legally on the internet.
Naturally.
I like posting, like, lots of, art and ephemera from things I enjoy. So, yeah. That's me. That's Dylan. Six, what about you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at six.scanlinemedia.com. You can find all my work at patreon.com at scanlinemedia.com and patreon.com/scanlinemedia. And also you can join us over on the Scanline Media Discord if you want to talk to us and make requests for this show. We usually every other episode do an episode of just whatever listeners have requested. We roll some dice and talk about something that they've requested, and it doesn't even have to be a mobile suit or mecha even. When was the last time someone requested a car? It's been a while, but
there was a streak of just people giving us cars to torture me, though.
Well, it's because it's the best part, because it's like you Stockholm Syndrome came to like them by the end just about every time.
Oh, yeah, no, like, I'll always complain about it at the start of the episode, and then by the end I'm like, oh, now I have a bunch of opinions about these cars.
I live in New York City, and I'm generally pretty against cars as, like, a concept. Mm-hmm. I don't drive if I can't help. I don't drive if I can help it.
Yeah.
And I would like many fewer cars in the world, but I've recently started getting into Formula One racing. Watching it, not participating in it. And I realized what it is that those cars are so, like, finely tuned, so experimental, that they're not, in my brain, they're not cars, they're mecha. I can appreciate them the way I appreciate a nice mobile suit.
Yeah, that's fair. I had that happen when I moved, and I went on a plane, and I had a seat by the wing, and I was looking at the wing mechanisms, and I was like, oh, actually, this rules. So I understand the feeling of looking at a real-life mechanism and just being like, oh, Huh.
Well, for now, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. Thank you again, Thom, one last time, and perhaps again in the future if we get to have you back on.
I hope so.
But until then, folks, peace out.
Peace.
Bye.